If this summer suggests anything, they should have great chemistry as well. Look at that. Fred VanVleet was seen doing a boxing workout with head coach Ime Udoka. And Fred also went to Turkey to work out and spend quality time with the birthday boy, Alperen Şengün. After all those moves, guys, the Rockets have plus 525 odds to win the West, behind only the Thunder and the Nuggets. Amin Thompson put the league on notice this past season. I chatted with Amin at Summer League and asked about his new teammate. You know his name.
He's one of the greatest players ever. One of the best scorers ever. It's going to make my life a lot easier, you know what I mean?
What do you think you could learn from Kevin just by observing him?
I mean, I just hear his work ethic is different. You know, I feel like I have a different work ethic too, so just like combining that, and I think it's going to be fun.
Okay, so as excited as I am to be able to cover Kevin Durant, I'm really excited about the Rockets and the fact that they were able to keep the majority of their young core, Şengün, Jabari, Amin, Tari, Tim. What immediate impact does KD have on this roster?
Well, look, essentially the Houston Rockets turned Jalen Green into Kevin Durant, right? That is an unbelievable upgrade for the Rockets. A big part of why Houston lost in the first round of the playoffs, so Jalen Green simply wasn't good enough as a scorer. He shot under 30% from three, under 40% from the field. Kevin Durant, while he is not the player he was in the past, is still a guy that is a 50, 40, 90 guy that's an easy 25 on any given night and completely slots in perfectly in the role as this team's primary scorer. It's going to make life easier for Alperen Şengün. It's going to make life easier, as Amin said in that clip, for Amin Thompson. Guys like Jabari Smith and Amin Thompson and Tari Eason can easily fill in the minutes that Dylan Brooks is vacated by being part of that trade. So I think this Rockets team is awfully good. They're awfully deep. There's a reason why there wasn't a huge market for Kevin Durant this summer. He's going to cost a lot of money in an extension. He's an older player. And also the fit in a lot of these situations wasn't necessarily clean. But for Kevin Durant with the Rockets, there is not a better fit in the league than him landing there. I thought it was the one team that always made sense. It's why the Rockets got him, as you laid out, for a pretty fair price from their standpoint. And it's why they're set up very nicely with having him now on their roster.
Ramona, you and I have talked about this. There's not a better coaching staff fit for Kevin Durant. He respects Ime Udoka so much. Ime coached him with Team USA in Brooklyn. He's really good friends with Rockets assistant coach Royale Ivey from those Longhorn ties. How do you see that benefiting the Rockets?
Oh, look, I mean, we've talked a lot about Kevin Durant and over the past, his entire career, but he wants to play basketball and he wants to just worry about that. He needs the coach to be the coach and be the leader in that locker room and hold guys accountable. And that is what he's going to get with Ime Udoka. Kevin Durant's not going to have to be the loudest voice in the room. He's not going to have to make sure somebody's coming to practice or getting there on time. That's Ime's job. And I think he really appreciates that. And every place he's ever been, that's what he's asked out of the coach. And I think this is probably the best fit he's ever had. I mean, I know they did Oklahoma City. Those were some good fits. The Warriors, I think that sort of ran its course. Obviously, it wasn't a fit in Brooklyn with Steve Nash, and then last year with Budenholzer wasn't great. And this year, Ime Udoka is a guy that he has a relationship with, he trusts. And as you mentioned, Royale Ivey, those guys go back to their Texas days.
Way back.
Well, one thing to follow up on really quick. The other thing, along with Ime Udoka, Fred VanVleet, one of the best leaders in the league. The NBPA just voted him their new president for another 4 years. He'll be in charge of their negotiations in the next CBA. Thought that was an under-the-radar, really big thing in the league going forward. And Fred VanVleet, as the leader of that team with Ime Udoka, to your point with Kevin, he doesn't have to worry about any of that other locker room stuff. He can just go out there and ball and fill it up as he's going to. Ime Udoka, Fred VanVleet will set the culture there. I think it's why it's such a great fit in Houston.
So true, and there are different types of leaders, right? Like Kevin might not be the most vocal, but you have Fred VanVleet. And so, DDJ, I want to get you in on this discussion as well here because we talk offense with Kevin Durant. But you brought up something interesting with his defensive skills.
Yeah, I think we clearly know what Kevin Durant could do for this team offensively, but I think he's going to add a lot of versatility for the squad on the defensive end. I think Kevin Durant has been kind of an underrated defender throughout his career. He can defend in the paint. He can defend with help defense. The blocks are always there. And what he can do for this team defensively is one of the problems with the Rockets last year is you would have 5 guys playing defense and their offense would come to a halt. You could put Durant out there with 4 great defenders, which the Rockets have, and then allow him to run the offense, and you could put the guys like Amen Thompson, Okogie, which is a sneaky good defensive ad that they just had, Dorian Finney-Smith. You can go super big with Adams and Durant and Şengün, or you could go with Kevin Durant playing center, which he is known to do. There's just so much defensive versatility that you add with Kevin Durant's own defense, but also the fact that you don't have to worry about that offense falling apart if you have too many good defenders out there, because Kevin Durant can just generate so much offense on his own.